Alright, let's dive into this because it's a move that, on the surface, might seem like just another minor league deal, but personally I think there's a lot more to unpack here. The Yankees signing Mitch Garver to a minor league contract? It's one of those under-the-radar moves that could actually have some interesting implications. Here's why it's worth talking about. First off, Mitch Garver isn't just any catcher. Yeah, he's 35, and yeah, his numbers this year with the Mariners were, let's say, underwhelming, a .175 average. Ouch. But what many people don't realize is that Garver has had some seriously impressive stretches in his career. From 2019 to 2023, he was mashing. We're talking 75 home runs in 1,242 plate appearances, with a WRC plus of 131. That's not just good, that's elite, especially for a catcher. Catchers are typically below average hitters, so when you see a guy putting up numbers like that, it's a big deal. What this really suggests is that Garver still has the potential to be a game-changer if he can tap back into that power. Now, the Yankees' interest in Garver isn't random. They've been hunting for a right-handed hitting catcher for weeks, especially after Austin Wells' struggles this season. Wells, who was solid in 2024 and 2025, is hitting just .169 this year. That's rough. And while the Yankees still value his other skills, his defense, his framing, they clearly felt they needed a complement, someone who could step in against lefties. Garver fits that bill, even if he's not the same hitter he was a few years ago. His .222 average against southpaws this year isn't great, but it's better than Wells's, and that's probably enough for the Yankees to give him a shot. What makes this really interesting is the timing. The Yankees were linked to bigger names like Ryan Jeffers and Tyler Stevenson before the trade deadline, but they came away empty-handed. So signing Garver feels like a low-risk, high-reward move. If he regains even a fraction of his old form, he could be a valuable piece down the stretch. And if not, well, it's a minor league deal, so there's not much to lose. But here's the thing. Garver has an opt-out later this month, which means he's not just here to sit in Triple-A. He's got something to prove, and that could work in the Yankees' favor. From my perspective, this move also speaks to the Yankees' broader strategy. They're not just looking for a band-aid fix. They're trying to address a positional weakness while keeping their long-term plans intact. Ali Sanchez is currently the backup, but he's still relatively unproven with just 82 big league games. Garver, on the other hand, has a track record, even if it's been shaky lately. If Sanchez falters or gets injured, Garver could step in and provide some stability. It's a smart depth move, and it shows that the Yankees are thinking both short-term and long-term. One thing that immediately stands out is how this reflects the state of the catcher market right now. Catchers who can hit are rare, and teams are scrambling to find anyone who can provide even a little offense. Garver's deal is a perfect example of how teams are willing to take chances on players who've had past success, even if they're not performing at the moment. It's a gamble, but in a market this thin, it's one worth taking. If you take a step back and think about it, this move also raises a deeper question. How much can we expect from a 35-year-old catcher who's been released mid-season? Personally, I don't think Garver is going to be the savior of the Yankees lineup, but I do think he could be a useful piece. His walk rate has always been solid, and if he can cut down on the strikeouts, he might just surprise some people. And let's not forget, the Yankees lineup is already stacked. They don't need Garver to be a superstar, they just need him to be serviceable. A detail I find fascinating is Garver's platoon splits. Even in a down year, he's been better against lefties, which is exactly what the Yankees need. It's not a flashy signing, but it's a smart one. It addresses a specific need without costing much. And in a season where every little edge matters, that could be huge. So what's the takeaway here? In my opinion, this move is less about Mitch Garver and more about the Yankees' willingness to be creative in solving their problems. They couldn't land a big name at the deadline, so they pivoted to a low-risk option with upside. It's not glamorous, but it's practical. And in baseball, sometimes practical is exactly what you need. What do you guys think? Is Garver going to make an impact? Or is this just a depth move that won't amount to much? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more breakdowns like this. Until next time, keep thinking critically about the game we all love.